Chameo,
Yep.
politics.
Okay.
We have to have government, or else there has to be absolute chaos.
I understand that. That makes sense.
What's good about our system?
The idea of our system is what's good about our system, right?
Okay.
There's an idea. There's a way that government takes care of the people, gives people opportunities, and the idea of America itself and its government, which is not a new idea,
Yeah.
it's just an improved idea. I mean, we
Yeah.
have initially the same system as the Romans,
Yeah.
right? So that in itself, it was a good idea. The problem is we have a system where the haves make the decisions
Yeah.
and the have-nots are left behind.
Yeah.
I think the biggest issue with American politics is that we initially can be bought. And that's what's happening right now.
So the two-party system, though, we need a third viable
We
one.
do. We need diversity.
Pretty
right?
soon here.
We need diversity. We need a group of people that are not bought. Because if you don't play the game, what ends up happening? You lose the contest. So all these people that pour money into the system were initially passing laws that benefit them, right?
Ooh.
It's no different
Ooh.
than what happens in countries outside of America, right? If you have somebody that comes up the ranks, they're gonna look out for their people's best interests, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a system where everybody's equal, what ends up happening? You look out for your own.
Yeah.
It's tribal. Like at the end of the day, we're all tribal.
Right.
We're all tribal.
Right. So that's why, without rules, that's what separates us from our other animal
what
friends.
happens is right now we're being tested. So all the things that keep us a free society are being tested because it's never been tested before. We're not only talking about billionaires at this point. We're talking about people trying to become the first trillionaires, right? And those people have the most influence. And those people are buying the government.
So,
initially
obviously it's a real heated time right now in our country. But dude, like, I mean, why is it so divided? I mean, why can't there be any sort of, like, without going to specific political topics, it's like there has to be some sort of middle ground. Does that mean that becomes another party, or is the middle ground fusing with what we have right now, like, between us?
What's happening between us as people, right? You have social media involved now. You have people that are just in their own little world. You listen to what you want. Facts don't matter anymore. So people are easily influenced, right? Education is being privatized. All these government agencies are being privatized. Once that comes happen and you can separate people, so you listen to the podcast you like, I listen to the podcast I like, he listens to the podcast he like. Who's telling the truth? You know, there's a term in the last 8 years, right? It's fake news, it's this and that. The facts are just being all discombobulated, right? So there's got to be a point where the people that we hold accountable tell us the truth. When we don't trust the government, the people go into chaos.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening right now.
And I mean, back around, you have to have it. There has to be some sort of structure. I mean, other areas of the world, they've got access to all the same social media distractions and fake news.
So what becomes the development, right? We don't know how other governments operate. We're told how other governments operate, but we don't know ourselves how other governments operate.
And no one's perfect.
No government
It's just how do you become better?
And that's it. You have a group of people that want things to stay the same, and you have a group of people that want things to get better and change, right? So we're dealing with isolationists at this point, right? The idea of America is just for Americans. How do you lead the world?
It's such a huge topic. There's like so many things that make up the issues that we see today.
It is.
I mean,
but I think what's being challenged is how the world is seen, right?
Yeah.
Is America a good place or is America a bad place? Right?
Yeah.
People come here my family came here, your family came here. At some point, everybody came to this new land
Yeah.
with this new government to make a better life.
Yeah.
You have to hold government accountable.
Yeah.
There's got to be accountability. Without that, what you're going to have is you're going to have oligarchs. You're going to have people that make the decisions that you're supposed to be making. You elect government officials to do your bidding.
Yeah.
To kind of initially make your life easier.
Yeah.
But something happened along the way.
If we saw more of taxes like go to work, like
That's
if
a
we
big
actually
problem.
saw like the benefit of our tax money, like you see it on the roadside, your tax dollars at work, but more than that, we actually see it go into more beneficial things that help us as more of like collective, the collective good, instead of.
So let me ask you a question. Do we have a social government or do we have a corporate government, right? So who's
It's corporate, right? It's corporate.
It's
well,
corporate,
it's a little bit of both.
But who's telling us where our dollars are going? We just assume it's going. I mean, things don't seem to be, you know, you go to these big inner cities and you see roads that are tore up. You see bridges that are falling. But then you go to the rural areas,
Yeah.
and it's just it's so simple. So the places that more people are at, I think more money needs to go to those places. But when people in rural areas are making decisions for big cities, you're gonna have a problem because we don't all have the same needs.
Right. That's very different.
You know? So
I mean, I'd hate to be the one that's in charge of figuring out what goes where. And
are we holding anybody accountable? Are they showing us where our tax dollars are going? We know about a surplus, we know about deficit, but do we really understand that? And it just goes down to education, right? Where are we being educated at? Are we being educated in economics? Are we being educated in how this whole government works?
Right.
You get a few classes in school, and then they tell you to get a job or go to college. But it seems like the more educated we become, the more they take away from us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, if we were fully educated, we were a threat to taking over.
Well, could it be possible that they don't want everybody in government?
Well, yeah.
And that's probably the biggest problem, right?
Yeah.
More people are getting involved. More people are kind of knowing what's happening or asking questions about what's happening. So, and you got these lifelong appointments. I mean, some of these congressmen and governors, man, their time is up, you know?
So, in a nutshell, you think it's going to get worse before it gets better?
I think it's going to get worse because we're being challenged. We're in a place that we have to make a decision, right? Are we going to be the American that, you know, the idea of America, or are we going to be something else? What's working, what's not working? Maybe the people that are in charge right now are they're just greedy, right? They're only looking out for number one. I see people fighting back, but they kind of pick and choose, don't they? At least for me.
We're getting enough protesting, but it's...
Well, the people have to get involved, definitely.
Yeah.
You know? But some people have given up. Some people just say, hey, this is just the way it is.
Yeah.
And if that's the way it is, I'll just deal with it on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So where we're gonna be in 10, 20 years, nobody knows. Everything we know is being tested. Who would have thought we've have a president that's doing the things that he's doing, you know? He's looking out for number one. What if more Americans decide, well, I guess that's how I get ahead. Look out for number one. Let's not care about our neighbors. Let's not care about the people that are around us. Let's just care about ourselves. You got a country that's falling apart because everybody's taught to be, we're all segregated.
Yeah, we're pitted against each other.
We pit against each other, right? We watch them pit against each other.
Yeah. It's just, the bottom line is, like, we have to have government. We have to have that structure.
But it has to work for the people.
From there, how do we go from there? It's
I think something drastic has to happen so people can realize. I think the difference between our government and other governments, let's say the European governments, they've been tested. They've been through some horrific things
Yeah.
that maybe
told me
the
that.
people have evolved enough to say, listen,
We haven't gone through it yet.
we're
Enough.
we're a young country.
We're too young.
We're
yeah.
too young.
We gotta learn our lessons.
We do.
Hopefully not with another civil war.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That happens, you know.
It shouldn't have to come to that though.
I guess there's other places we can go at that point, right?
Oh! I didn't think that was going in.
That was a nice shot. So, in a nutshell, all we
I mean,
can do
there's
is
so
wait
many
and
different
see.
rabbit trails we could go off on it, obviously,
Oh,
but it's like
definitely.
the bigger picture is
When you look at politics,
we have to have structure.
You have to have structure. Like, they're here for us.
Yeah.
Right?
It's humans governing humans. You got to have it.
But what's the
It's just-
alternative?
I mean, it's just a wild world.
It's just a
I
wild
mean,
world.
no laws, no consequences.
Yeah. The
It just needs to be
alternative
better.
is chaos.
It needs to be better.
And that's where I think people need to really focus on.
Yeah.
Right? Get more involved. Enough people don't trust the government to go out and vote. If we all voted, we'd get the people that we wanted.
You think so?
I believe so.
Really?
I
even
believe so.
with the backdoor shit and
Well, I mean,
you think that
there's no perfect system, right?
Yeah.
But at some point, our goal is to make the system better. It
Yeah.
has to work for everybody.
Yeah.
If it doesn't,
who do
we're
you
at a
think we can learn
standstill.
from the political system around the world?
Oh, I think the Europeans that have it down packed. I think.
And Bernie talked a lot about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you go
But
to
he was too far on this side.
Yeah, but those states that he represents have that ideology.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, his neighboring states, right? He's in Vermont.
Yeah.
You go to New Hampshire, you go to Maine, you go to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They have that same philosophy. So
And
maybe it's the education system is the problem.
it's he was too much this way. But
He
if we
was.
found if there was something in the middle, you know,
But don't you think that's the problem, right? You have this electoral college where states that have few people have such an impact on the states that have more people.
maybe that's where it starts. Maybe it starts with amending that electoral system. I mean,
think
good
that
luck,
can
right?
work.
But
It can happen. It can happen. I think if more people get it, I like to think that.
that's what you think. More involvement. We'll do it.
I like to think that, right? We vote every 4 years. We don't vote for our mayors. We don't vote for our governors. We don't vote for our aldermen. We vote for the president. And whatever's happening those 4 years, that's when we're
starting
involved.
at the other branches, starting
You
from
got
the
to start
ground up.
locally,
Yeah.
right? And then work your way out. So if you
I mean,
don't know who you're voting
that's a good
for,
way to summarize it.
I think so. I think so. But at the end of the day, we're living in a time where everything is kind of at a balance, right?
Yeah.
And it's hanging from a thread. We're being tested, we're being challenged every day. And once we figure out how far to push it,
We're resilient,
I think
We'll
we'll
figure
see.
it out.
Yeah.
and I don't think it's gonna.
But history repeats itself when they hide history. So we need to make sure that the next generation knows it's documented. And I'm not talking about alternative facts. I'm talking about facts.
Absolute truth.
Absolute truth, which is another part of a great philosophy. Absolute truth can never change.
We ran out of time,
I think so.
but it was well used.
All right.